Hi there, it's Sam from pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one, and it's a lovely little lidded box using the Petal Promenade Designer Series paper, and it's got a cardstock lid, and I wanted a little bit of a different look. I wanted it to be all about the paper and a little bit about the cardstock that matches. So uses a piece of paper that's 6 by 6, 15 by 15 centimetres. So you can get 4 from one sheet of 12 by 12, and then the lid is only 3 by 3 inches. 8 by 8 centimetres actually we make it, so it's just slightly bigger. So super easy to make. So as I said, the Designer Series paper is 6 by 6 inches, and score it at 2 inches on all 4 sides, or you could score it at 2 and 4. I will do mine at 2 and 4, and this one at 2 and 4. So that would be 5 and 10 if you work in Imperial. And the lid that I can't pick up, there we go. So you can see it's bowed in very slightly around the top. I wanted that deliberately because I wanted a sort of a scooch, sort of fluted almost shape. So with the lid, normally if you're putting a lid to go over a box, you would slide out your cardstock, or you'd put a shim in there or something like that. This one we're not going to. All you do is you score it at 1/2 inch on all 4 sides, which in metric is 1.5 centimetres. So that's why we've made it 8 by 8 centimetres. So there we go. Right, let's move those out the way. I wish I could film with my fan on because it is boiling. One of my girls in my team, and I won't name her, she films with her feet in a bowl of cold water. She might not confess that herself on video, so I'm not going to say who it is. You're all going to be working out. Which of the British demos is it that films with the feet in cold water? I think it's a very clever idea. Knowing my luck, the kittens would probably come along and start drinking out of it. So I'm just folding this all round, and I'm going to show you on the paper version how to cut first, because that is a little bit tiddly. Okay. So you've got 9 squares all the way round. Cut straight and trim both bits and chop off a little bit, because that's 3 by 3, sorry, that's 2 by 2 inches, that's 2 by 2, and you want it to not stick out. And then you just rotate it round and do the same. Okay. So that's what, I'll turn it that way you can see it. So that's how we're working round. I just keep rotating. And the lid, we're pretty much going to do, we're going to do those 2 parts. We're not going to chop that because, you know, that's a tiny little square. But you do need to wedge, particularly as it's cardstock. And it's 2 by 2 inches when it's finished. 5 by 5 centimetres. I'm going to use a smaller pair of scissors on this. And obviously it's a cube. So do the same principle, wedge, but you don't need to trim there because there's obviously plenty of room. Okay. And yeah, you could maybe put some truffles in there, or I don't know, you could put a nest of tissue in there, tissue paper, and then some lovely little treats sitting inside it. Pretty box. Let me bring it in so you can see it while I start doing my glue thing. Okay, so I'm grabbing my fuse because it's here and it's fast. So I'm putting a oh, I didn't trim that one off. Trim all of them off. Yeah, I'm using my fuse because it's fast and I want to show you how to do it, and because I still have some left. I'm not quite on my last refill yet, but you know, if you like a liquid glue or you like tape, go for it. But this paper is divine. It's so pretty. I'm so not a floral girl normally, but I've been really taken with this. Absolutely love it. Okay, so this tiny little bit of glue. It will work. and do exactly the same. Just bring it round and stick it. Press firmly. When you've got small pieces of cardstock, they don't want to be told what to do. They're like, no, I'm small, but don't tell them, but I'm strong. There we go. And you will see that you get this nice little sort of, I think fluted is the only word I can use to describe it, but only at the top. If I hold it, there you go, you can see it, and it goes all the way round. I'm not sure how well you can see it on camera. I think you can possibly see it better on this one. But you get a sort of a shadow underneath. But I really like the effect. The same principle would be if you went like that. You could do that and then your lid on and it becomes a bit more obvious. But I love it. Right, let's decorate. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use this. This is the Fresh Fig Ruffled Trim. I think if I do, I probably don't want it going round twice. I probably only want it the once. Yeah, we'll go the once, and I'm not going to make a bow. I'm going to do a knot. Because I do feel it might be a bit too much. I do love the ruffle trim, it's so pretty. Okay, so Beautiful Promenade is the stamp set that goes with this suite, and I love the sentiments. They don't always translate into I'm giving you this gift just because. So I do like this one, that's You're My Everything, but I love the flowers enough that I'm not worried that I perhaps won't use the other sort of phrases. So so where's I don't even know. I love you. I'm trying to think what that phrase goes with. Here we go. You're stronger than most, but even the strong need a shoulder to lean on. I'm here for you. Not really a phrase I would use particularly, but you can see I like the flowers very much. And what I did is I stamped this big one on the background there and then stamped over the top. So I'm tempted to do the same. I'm going to use the same phrase. You're my everything. Let's get it the right way up. And I'm going to stamp with Fresh Fig, which is right in front of me. So that's quite strong and dark. And then I'm going to do the same as I did before, but I'm going to stamp it off because that is way too dark. Once, twice, let's see what the third time looks like. I don't know. What's it going to look like? I think it needs to be 3 times stamping. So, 1, 2, 3. Just right. Move that so I don't stick my elbow in it. And then I've got my Darling label punch and I'm going to offset it. And let's bring in the gorgeous rose coloured twine. No, metallic thread. So we have silver, gold, copper and rose gold. Yay! Okay, so glue across the back, all over the back of it. And I did do this in a video the other day, but you might not have seen it, so I will show you again. I grip one end between my forefinger and I open up however many fingers width I want it to be. So I like to go with 3. I'm just going to wrap it round just a bunch of times. And then I'm going to drop it down and go round 2 fingers. Snip off the end. Gotta love poodle loops, don't you? And check which way round it is. So I want it going off that corner. That side is where I want it to be. So stick it down. Because I've got that glue all over it, it's sticking well. I've got a rogue bit there. And you could leave it like that. I'm trying to find something dark so you can see it against it. You could leave it like that, but it might be a little bit on the big side. So all you do is you just get hold of the loops with something and bend them across. And it gets this slightly smaller look. And then onto the front. Because we've got plenty of glue on there already, it's fine. This one I did off at a different angle. But that one like that. And I love it. Oh, love the suite. Really like the flowers. Love the flowers of the stamp set. And you know what? I've used them so many times that it doesn't matter that I'm not particularly, me personally, I'm not going to use the wording very much. Although I do like that one. I'm here for you, friend. But yeah, just gorge. Love it. And do you? There you go. You can see it. It's a little bit better. So you get this sort of shadow. So cute. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Hope you're having a lovely summer. Speak to you soon. Bye.